Okay, we're solving factoring method exercises, and we're going to discuss the last method of the basic 6, which is scissors method. The main idea of scissors method is that, kind of like similar to factoring trinomials, which is method number 3, we try to find numbers on the edges that multiply will give us those particular answers. And once we find them, we're going to cross multiply and we're going to add or subtract in order to verify if we have the midterm answer. The restriction in this case is that the cross multiplication sum must always match the midterm. We're going to see this right now. So if I'm trying to factor this expression, I cannot use factoring trinomials method because it has a number. It has a coefficient right next to the x squared that is not 1. So I need to use, in this case, scissors method. The way I'm going to do it is I need to think on two numbers that multiply will give me 6, x squared in this case. So I'm going to have to count the x. Those two numbers are 3x and 2x because 3 times 2 gives me 6 and x times x gives me x squared. Same thing with the 5. I need to think on two numbers that are going to give me as an answer number 5. Those numbers will be 1 times 5. Yeah. So that will be the part of finding the numbers. Now I'm going to have to cross multiply in order to verify the answers. I'm going to multiply in diagonal. So 3x times 5, that's going to give me 15x. And we're going to multiply the 2x times the 1 also. In this case, it's going to give us 2x as an answer. Because both of the answers are positive, I'm going to add them. And the answer will be 17x. Now, this 17x is identical to the midterm of the exercise. So that means I'm correct. I have the right numbers and the right letters for solving this exercise. Okay, so what will be the answer for this factorization? Well, the answer will be each one of the numbers and letters in the same line that they were put, not in the diagonal, not in the cross multiplication, in the same line that they were copied. So 3x, positive 1, and 2x, positive 5. That will be the answer of the factorization process. So this thing will be 3x plus 1 times 2x plus 5. And that is how we factor using scissors method. Let's see more examples. 4a squared plus 9a minus 9. So, same idea. I'm going to have to think on two numbers that multiply will give me 4. Those numbers will be, well, 4a times a, right? 4 times 1 gives me 4. a times a gives me a squared. Same thing with negative 9. How do you get negative 9 multiplying? Well, I will get negative 9 multiplying 3 times minus 3. Yes? Now, if I cross multiply these things, I'm going to get minus 12a and 3a. There's a minus, so I subtract, and this will be negative 9a. It's not the same thing. It's kind of close. So we need to try with a different combination. In this case, the combination would be minus 3 times 3. Slightly different. But if we multiply in this case, we're going to get answers a little bit different. 4a times 3 gives me 12a, and a times minus 3 gives me minus 3a. This, in turn, is going to give me the answer positive 9a, which is the one that I'm looking for, so we're good to go. It worked. This will be the actual answer for the exercise, 4a minus 3 and a plus 3. Those will be the parentheses, 4a minus 3 and a positive 3. That's how you factor using scissors method in this case. Let's see another example. This example, if you notice, has two letters. So what do I do when I have two letters? Same process. You just think on two numbers that are going to give you the edges. So in this case will be 3x times 3x. That's going to give me 9x squared. And for negative 8, I need to think on two numbers that are multiplied are going to give me negative 8. It could be minus 8 and 1. It could be 8 and minus 1. It could be 4 times negative 2 or 2 times negative 4. There are several options. The best option in this case for this exercise will be minus 4y times 2y. Minus 4y times 2y is going to give me negative 8y squared. If I multiply these things in diagonal, I'm going to get 6xy in here and negative 12xy in here. Minus 12xy plus 6xy gives me negative 6xy, which is the middle term that I'm looking for. So yeah, we have the correct numbers in the correct positions. So the answer will be this one's in the same line, 3x minus 4y and 3x plus 2y. So 3x minus 4y times 3x plus 2y. That will be the answer of the factorization. Let's see another example. Minus 2z squared. Well, this one's a little bit different. I have a negative in here. What do? Same thing. How do you get negative 2 if you multiply? Well, minus 2 times 1, right? But the 1 is invisible because we're going to put letters z's in here. So minus 2z times z is going to give me minus 2z squared. How do you get 15? Well, 3 times 5. Yes? Now, what happens if you put numbers like not in the correct position? Well, if you multiply, it's not going to give you the answer that you're looking for. If I multiply this, it will give me minus 6z, and this will give me 5z. 5 minus 6 is negative 1z. This is not the middle term, right? So it doesn't work. I need to think on the numbers that might work in the correct positions that are going to work. So I need to carefully think on which numbers am I going to put and where am I going to put them. So in this case, 5 and 3 didn't work, but 3 and 5 are going to work in a better way, because with minus 2, the 5 is going to give me minus 10, and with 3, that's going to give me minus 7 at the end. So you kind of like think on those combinations. If I multiply, it will give me minus 10z, and this one will give me 3z. And if I add them or subtract them, it will give me negative 7z, which is the middle term that I'm looking for. So this is correct. That means the answer will be minus 2z plus 3 and z plus 5. So that's what I'm going to put, minus 2z plus 3 times z plus 5. And that will be the answer for this exercise. Okay, we're going to do another one. In this case, we have 12m squared minus 41m plus 24. To get 12, there are several options: 6 times 2, 12 times 1, 4 times 3. And to get 24, there are also a lot of options. So you have 6 times 4, you have 2 times 12, you have 24 times 1, you have 8 times 3. There are a lot of options. So you keep trying. You might fail on some of them, but you keep trying until you find a correct combination. Okay, so the numbers we're going to use in here are 4m and 3m. Now, it's important to notice that the middle term is negative. So if you put, it doesn't matter which numbers you put, like let's say you put 6 and 4, if you multiply, you're going to get positives. How do you get a middle term answer of negative? Well, multiplying positives is not the only way to get a plus. You can multiply 2 negatives, and the double minus is going to give you a plus. So try doing that. In this case, the numbers that you're going to have to use are minus 3 and minus 8. If I cross multiply with those numbers, I will get the following answers: negative 32m and negative 9m. If I perform the operation that appears in here, I will get minus 41m. So that means I got the middle term I was looking for. The answer for this exercise will be 4m minus 3. I have to copy the first line, yes, and 3m minus 8. That will be the second line. That's how you solve this exercise in particular. So sometimes you're going to have to use double negatives. So you need to think also in that possibility. Last exercise, but not less important, minus x squared. The only way to get a minus x squared is minus x times x, or x times minus x. Same thing, but in different order. How do you get 12? Well, 12 is 3 times 4. So I cross multiply, and I will get the following answers: minus 4x and 3x. 3x minus 4x is negative 1x, which is the middle term. So yeah, the answer for this exercise will be minus x plus 3 times x plus 4. And that's how you solve this type of exercises. Why is this method called scissors method? Because the cross multiplication operation here looks like a scissor. That's where the name, some people assume, comes from.